Okay, I'm super excited. We have set up a taco taste test, yes?
Yes, we have. It's so exciting. We have 4 different restaurants between Salina, Van Alstyne, and Prosper, Texas. They're all family-owned businesses, small restaurants, and they should all be yummy, but we'll see.
All right, guys, let's get started. I'm Holly Haven.
And I'm Andy Haven.
We are your North Texas No Filter Real Estate team, and we are super excited to give you what we think are the best tacos in North Texas.
Let's see.
All right. You are ranking the taco and the salsa and the margarita.
Go ahead and rank your first impression of the taco now. Taco number 1.
It's a presentation.
So taco number 1, presentation-wise, it's got a little bit of lettuce, got a decent amount of meat, so I'm gonna rate it probably a 3.
That is exactly my ranking of presentation, a 3. Because of the lettuce and because of the amount of taco meat inside the taco.
The taco or the establishment, I believe that was a create your own taco situation. Some of these came pre-presented and some of them came all on their own and you had to put them together. So that's why you have some cheese and lettuce and tomatoes in the middle if you would like to add anything to your taco. And you'll have to share your salsa.
So taco, no salsa,
Plain taco.
I'm gonna rate it a 4.
I'll give it a 4 as well.
Okay.
The beef was nicely seasoned, and the shell had a nice crunch to it.
Just load it right up there. And you can have my salsa next.
So we didn't give them napkins.
Not my favorite salsa,
Okay.
so I'm gonna rate the salsa a little lower. I'm gonna say the salsa was probably a 3.
It was good, but I don't feel like it added a whole lot more
Could be better.
to the taco.
Alright, I'll finish it off with a nice bowl of a margarita. These are all original margaritas. They were supposed to be all on the rocks, except category number 4 only had frozen. So
The margarita does seem a little watered down.
What?
So,
Due to transportation services.
so I'm gonna go 3.
I would give it a 4.
Okay.
I like more of like a lime flavor in my margarita, and that's what I got from this one.
All right, taco number 2. First impression of taco number 2.
Okay, so taco number 2 of the 4, I think has the best presentation. Nice. It's got lettuce, got cheese. The meat, just looking at it, looks very seasoned. So I'm gonna put this one out of 5.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely like tacos with all the fixins, I guess you could say.
The taco shell on this one might be a little soft because we did have some travel time involved.
That's a good solid taco. Not as much spice as I would hope out of the meat, but good flavor.
I did like the meat. I think it was seasoned well again.
Yeah, here we go. Oh. I like the salsa. Salsa's good.
I think the salsa added more flavor than the previous one.
How spicy is the salsa? Spicy or just has a good flavor?
I think it's more of a good flavor. It's not so much a spicy salsa.
Yeah, it's very, very tomatoey. Has a good garlic flavor, but not real spicy.
All right. Now it's on to the marg.
All right, our favorite part. Good mix. Like I really like the mix on this one. I don't know if I like the tequila that was used in it because I get a little bit of an aftertaste.
They both tasted good to me. Not fantastic by any means, but I would definitely get.
Nice. We are on to taco number 3.
So taco number 3, good amount of meat. Looks like it's seasoned well. Does have a nice hard crispy shell.
I would agree that there's a good amount of meat and the shell does look nice and crispy. Probably the best looking shell out of the 4 that we have.
Shell's probably my favorite part. Taco meat doesn't have a lot of flavor. It's good, but just doesn't have a lot of seasoning to it.
The shell definitely is probably the best part of the taco. The seasoning to me kind of just tastes like a store-bought.
The salsa does look, this looks fresh. So here we go. Yeah, the salsa definitely kicked it up on that one.
It's a good salsa. It added a lot to the taco, but it didn't overpower anything.
All right, now it's Marg time. Best part of the taste test.
Also, something to consider is that these margs are not from the same restaurant as the taco.
I like that one. It's not too limey, kind of like you said, but there's no bite to it. Very smooth. So I like that one.
Same as the other Margs. It is definitely lighter, so maybe be careful with it.
Sneak
if you're
up on
going
ya.
to this restaurant. But yeah, I think it tasted pretty good.
We're on to the final taco taste test.
All right. So taco number 4, the fresh looking, crispy shell on it.
I had the same thought when I saw the shell. I just imagined a big, giant round Tostito chip, and they just kind of fried it and folded it and made it into a taco shell.
Here we go. Okay, so surprisingly, wolf in sheep's clothing here.
Right.
Meat's phenomenal. Nice crunch on the shell. Still kind of feels like store-bought Tostito.
Crispiness and I guess crunchiness to the shell. And the meat seasoned pretty well, so I would give that a strong 4.
I will say this restaurant gives you an ample amount of salsa in a container. So that's a good sign. And it does look fresh.
They might have given us chips with that one.
A couple of them came with chips.
I believe this one did come with chips.
Okay, so to me, immediately, the salsa's good. The taco meat is heavily seasoned.
Yeah, I'm gonna fully agree with you on that. That was certainly the most surprising taco, just based off of the first impression and then what it tasted like with all the toppings and the salsa. It was definitely the best one.
Sometimes you like things that taste like home, right?
Exactly.
All right.
Oh, and now for the Marg. This was the only one that came frozen. They
Which-
did not have the ability to make an on the rocks while we were there.
Okay. Okay, so no bite, which is good. I like frozen margaritas a little better anyways, so I'm kind of drawn towards this one. But it's nice and cold. I think that's because it was frozen.
I typically would go for a margarita on the rocks. I'm not as much of a fan of a frozen margarita, but I would definitely say it's light. It's very similar to margarita number 3.
All right, so we're gonna go over where the tacos are from. So number 1 taco, your number 1 here, that is Papagayo's Taco. This was the most expensive restaurant out of all of them, and the marg for Papagayo's was number 2. That's very interesting because I think they have amazing margs, but I think y'all rated that marg the lowest.
They did. It was the lowest rated for us.
Yep. Remember they said it had cheap tequila?
Yeah.
Papagayo's! I'm just kidding. Number 2, your number 2 taco was Mi Chante, I believe that's how you say it. That is the new Mexican restaurant in Prosper, Texas. This is kind of more like a take on Mexican. It's kind of Mexican with a touch of something. Mi Chante's marg was number 3. So that one, y'all said number 3 was pretty good. Taco number 3 was La Cima. This restaurant was the second cheapest, and it is in Van Alstyne, Texas. These are all family-owned Mexican restaurants, by the way, or just smaller chain restaurants. I believe La Cima is a chain restaurant, but it's in a smaller area. All right, and La Cima's marg was margarita number 1. Number 4, this was El Patillo, the least expensive taco in
Shocked.
a taco shack. Guys, I am not even kidding. There was a hand-drawn mural on the building.
Yes.
It was, we walked in and we were like, this is gonna be the greatest taco.
No, we arrived at 5 p.m. when they opened, and there was like 8 people waiting to be set.
In the entrance, waiting for the door to get
Phenomenal.
unlocked.
Phenomenal.
It was awesome. Also, number 4 was the El Patillo box.
They won lowest on presentation. However, it did come disassembled to keep that shell from getting all soggy.
Oh my God! Wow!
Yeah.
So when you're in-house ordering your dinner, the taco might have a better presentation as it arrives at your table.
Oh, for sure. And considering it was the least expensive, and we saw that on Wednesdays, they have a $4.99 enchilada platter special.
Oh, we're going back.
We will be at El Patillo on Wednesdays.
Yeah, boy.
All right, thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed our taco tasting. And if you want to see another tasting of any other restaurants, let us know.
Yeah, guys, drop your comments and your thoughts below and tell us where you want us to taste test. Maybe it's burgers or brunches or mimosas. I'm in for all of those.